God is saying the reason why some men cannot demasculate is because they have been put in a position by the single parent slash mother to become the man of the house instead of the child that is in the house. The single mother or initial parent has put them in the role of a father and a helpmate, as in where they would have. So wherever the parent would fall short, the child or the children are in a position of not being able to be children. They have to pick up the slack. They have to then become those mini adults of the household. So, with that being said, they have to keep it all together while not knowing how to properly process their emotions, let alone being able to. So, they're not allowed to act out, they're not allowed to be a certain way, but they have to keep it together because that is what is asked of them to do. So then this cycle now is an adult male that is disconnected, confused, overbearing, aggressive, controlling, abusive, and narcissistic due to their trauma and the lack of affection they did or didn't receive. So it leaves that man, it leaves that child into a place to where they're in a household where they have to run, they have to control everything, and sometimes they have to manipulate people to get what they want because the parent has put them in a role of, you need to get this done, and if you do not get this done, you're going to be in trouble. If you do not get this done, we're not going to have this, and that. So then that puts the burden on the child to do whatever he needs to do in any type of way, shape, or form to get whatever it is the parent is asking for to get done. So that leaves them becoming an adult male, an adult man, to be over aggressive, to be pushy, to be impatient, and most importantly, that turns them into a man that does not know how to process their emotions properly, and it turns them into a narcissistic or toxic male to where they do not know how to process things properly. So all they know in their brain is to be overbearing, to be abusive, to be controlling and overbearing, because that is all they know. So as a child, they were being groomed to be this way, and as an adult, they now think this behavior is normal. So while a lot of men are operating in these types of ways and behaviors that have been created sometimes by the household parent, or sometimes it could have been the grandmother, they now do not see anything wrong with what they do, but in their mindset, if it needs to get done by any means necessary, it gets done, even if you have to hurt other people, even if you have to do things illegally, things of that nature, even if you have to be abusive. In their mind, it takes whatever it takes to get the job done. And a lot of men have these mindsets of this is how they have to do things, and they think that they cannot be different because this is all that they know. So a lot of men have this facade and they have this shell of being overprotective, overbearing, aggressive, controlling, abusive, and sometimes narcissistic, depending on how far the trauma has went or how bad it was. So now these men are in a place to where they cannot let their guards down. They cannot be emotional. They cannot be affectionate. They cannot be too caring. They cannot be all these things that a man needs to be to properly be a man in the world and be a man to his family and extended family. So it leaves them in a place of not being able to heal, not being able to express themselves emotionally, because they have been put in a box, in a category that a man has to be so tough. A man can't do this, a man can't do that, because if they do, they are de-emasculated and it does not look right on them. So automatically people put in their head, if you do something that's a bit feminine or not so manly, then they automatically think that you are soft, or then you are gay. And that is not the case. So this is really showing that you can be a man and you don't have to be a super aggressive and overbearing and controlling and a narcissistic, a manipulative man because you're trying to get your way. Sometimes you need to get out of the way and let God have his way. Now is the time and now is the season where God is saying he is de-emasculating men so that they can be men of God and not men of this world. So the men of this world will act off their flesh, but the men of God are going to act off the fruits of the Spirit. So he is teaching them how to be men, mighty men of God, so that they can put those burdens, they can drop those heavy things that have been put on their back since they have been a child, and let them know this is what a true man is, and this is what life really is. And all that you have been carrying, that was not your weight to carry. All that you have been taking on and consuming, that was never for you to ingest. And to let them know, most importantly, the black man or any man, that you do not have to be angry. You do not have to be bitter. You do not have to be over controlling, overbearing, narcissistic, manipulative, controlling. God is saying all those things and tactics of a man in street life that you had to digest in just to survive. God is saying no more of that. The real you is going to get a chance to come out now.